Okay, Assalamu alaikum. So today our topic of discussion is Mansfield's Park by Jane Austen. Characters list. Character list हर नावल की सबसे पहले जो है वो इम्पॉर्टेंट है. नावल की समरी डिस्कस करने से पहले करैक्टर लिस्ट क्लियर होना काफ़ी इम्पॉर्टेंट है. सो आज जो है मैनफील्ड पार्क ये जेन ऑस्टन का हमारा 5th या 6th नावल है जो हम स्टार्ट करने जा रहे हैं. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट. Fanny Price. The protagonist, the daughter of a drunken sailor and a woman who married beneath her. She comes to live with her wealthy uncle and aunt, Sir Thomas and Lady Bertram. They took her in as an act of charity to her parents. She is mistreated and always reminded of her place as a charity ward, but she eventually comes to be an indispensable member of the family, modest, always proper, and as she grows older, quite beautiful. Fanny is secretly in love with the Burton's son Edmund, but is the subject of proposals by the slick Henry Crawford. Sir Thomas Bertram, a wealthy landlord and Fanny's uncle. He is authoritarian and rather hard on his children until a series of disasters shows him the error of his way. He owes slaves on his plantations in the Caribbean, a fact that hangs over the book. He means well and eventually does right by Fanny. Lady Bertram, Fanny's aunt, her mother's sister and Sir Thomas' wife. She is neurotic, a hypochondriac and lazy. A beauty in her youth, she values people's attractiveness over all else. Yet she is honest enough to admit how much Fanny means to her. Edmund Bertram, the Bertrams' younger son. Since he will not be the heir to Mansfield, he will become a clergyman, the only one of the Bertram's children with a good head and a good heart. Edmund is Fanny's closest companion. He rather blindly fell in love with Mary Crawford, which almost leads to his downfall. Maria Bertram, the Bertrams' older daughter, vain and pretentious. She abuses Fanny and marries the odious Rushworth for his fortune. Her self-indulgence eventually gets her in quite a lot of trouble. Her name would have been pronounced Maria, as in Maria Carey. Julia Bertram, the Bertrams' younger daughter. She is equally vain and less cocky. Since she is younger and less beautiful than Maria, she follows Maria around, and upon Maria's elopement, she runs away with Jeets, her brother Tom's friend. Tom Bertram, the Bertram's older son and the heir to Mansfield. He lives to party and has gotten into trouble for which Edmund will suffer. Eventually his lifestyle catches up to him as he nearly dies from illness caused by too much drinking. Mrs. Norris, sister to Fanny's mother and Lady Bertram, wife of the first person at Mansfield personage. She has no children of her own and is an officious busybody, always trying to derive glory from her association with the family. She is horribly cruel to Fanny, whom she is always reminded of her place in the family. Mary Crawford, sister of Mrs. Grant, who is the wife of second person at Mansfield. She is beautiful and charming, but also shallow and evil. She has been brought up poorly by an aunt and uncle and has been subject to the influence of her fashionable friends. She became friends with a reluctant Fanny while Edmund fell in love with and nearly proposes to her. Henry Crawford. Henry Crawford, Mary's brother. He is equally charming and possibly even more immoral, and he possesses a sizable estate. First, Maria and Julia fell in love with him, and he takes to Maria's despite her engagement. When Maria marries and the sister leave Mansfield, he fell for Fanny and proposes to her. Everyone is convinced that he is a changed man. Eventually, he meets up with Maria again, and the two run off, but their relationship ends badly. William Price, Fanny's brother. Sir Thomas has gotten him a commission in the Navy, and Henry gets him a promotion as a part of his efforts to seduce Fanny. William and Fanny are extremely close, and he impresses everyone as a bright, capable young man. He represents a sort of ideal compassion for Fanny, although as her brother, of course, he is not an eligible mate for her. Rushworth, Maria's fiance and then husband. He is an idiot and a bore, but quite wealthy. It is his estate that the group visit early in the novel. He provides some comic relief with his stupid comments. Susan Price, Fanny's younger sister, with whom she gets reacquainted when she returns to her family's home. Susan is a diamond in the rough, smart girl with essentially good manners who is struck in a terrible home. Yeats, the Tom Bertram's friend who proposes the amateur theatricals at Mansfield. He shows an interest in Julia, which continues in London. After Maria runs off with Henry, Julia and Yeats elope and marry. They are rehabilitated within the family. So आज इसकी करेक्टर लिस्ट जो है वो कंप्लीट हो गई है मैनफील्ड पार्ट की। कल इसकी समरी भी अगर छोटी हुई तो एक पार्ट में, अगर ज़रा लंबी हुई तो 2 पार्ट में कर लेंगे। ओके, अल्लाह हाफिज़।